Psalm 122:6 says, pray for the peace of Jerusalem. Interesting thing to pray for. A lot of people have been praying for that, but Jerusalem's never, ever experienced peace. Even today, when things seem relatively peaceful, you walk up to the mount where the temple was, and it's controlled by Muslims, but as you walk in, there's Israeli troops you walk by, and they got their riot gear there so that when there's a problem, they can come in and take care of it. Even in Jesus' day, Pontius Pilate had a room or a house that overlooked the Temple Mount, because he knew that if there were ever a problem with the Jews that he was in charge of, if there were a problem with the Jews, that's where it would start, would be on the Temple Mount. So in Jerusalem, there's never been peace. It's always been conflict. So when it says pray for peace, or even when Jesus says, peace I give to you, my peace I leave with you, how does that work? I don't see much peace in the world, even right now. You got Russia on the border of another former Soviet Union country, and they got troops massing. When have we ever had peace? Or maybe in your own life, you don't have much peace. Maybe there's a family member or someone else who's you don't have peace with. The peace that passes all understanding, as Jesus says, is not a peace that means you're in a boat on a very calm lake or sea or ocean. The peace that passes all understanding is peace in the boat while the waves are going crazy. Remember, Jesus was in the boat when the big storm came up, and the disciple says, don't you even care what's happening? He was asleep in the boat. And he gets up and he calms the seas. So how does Jesus give us peace? Well, one of the greatest things I think Jesus gives us is humility, and recognizing that we're not right. In fact, we're intrinsically not right at all. And because we're not right, we don't have the kind of ego that creates all kinds of conflict in the world. That's usually how conflict gets started, and certainly how it gets promoted is two egos go after it with each other. But we have died in Christ. We are dead. And dead people don't need to defend themselves. I have kind of taken a practice to never, ever defend myself. In fact, if somebody says something about me, which they don't do often, but if they do, I'll say, well, it's much worse than you thought. You're just touching the tip of the iceberg. There's way more sin in me than you'd ever know, which is true. And there's no reason to defend ourselves, because what is there to defend? That's one way to create peace when there is no conflict, because you aren't allowing it to grow in your life. You're saying, well, yeah, you're probably right. You're probably right. I am a bigger sinner than you would know. And what you say about me is most certainly true. And it's much worse. But here's the thing. Christ has died for me. Like Luther said, the church is just a place where a bunch of beggars go who know where the food is. And that's what we all are in Christ, as beggars. And that's the peace that he gives us, is the peace of not needing to defend ourselves anymore, but just being honest. And the peace that comes in the midst of conflict, because, well, that's just the way it is. The seas are often stormy, but Christ brings us his peace. The other peace he brings us is the greatest peace of all, which is the peace that comes from knowing that even though you are a sinner, Christ has died for you, and God has made you his own, and you are now righteous in Christ. You are now holy in Christ, and you are now untouchable in Christ Jesus. Have a great day. God bless. Bye.